All right, let's get into it. We are about to dive into one of the wildest reinventions in comic book history. So, I need you to forget everything you think you know about Batman, about Gotham City, because we are heading into a world where the Dark Knight has been completely torn down and rebuilt from scratch. And really, it all comes down to this one single game-changing question. What happens when you strip away the Wayne fortune, the mansion, all the high-tech gadgets? I mean, what kind of hero are you left with when it's just the man, his brain, and this all-consuming mission? So, here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll get our heads around the gritty new reality of DC's absolute universe. Then, we're going to meet the engineer of vengeance himself, a blue-collar Batman. After that, we'll explore the terrifying new threats he's up against. And finally, we'll see how this massive, crazy bet totally paid off. Okay, let's start with the big picture, the world itself. Because this isn't just a news story for Batman. It's a completely new universe, and it plays by a whole different set of rules. So what is the absolute universe, or AU, as you'll see it called? Well, think of it as a hard reboot, a totally fresh start. It kicked off in October 2024 as part of DC's big all-in initiative. And the whole point was to create modern, reimagined, and often way darker takes on their biggest heroes, completely free from, decades of complicated, tangled-up history. And this gets to the absolute heart of the shift. The classic DC universe, right? It runs on what they call Superman energy. It's hopeful. The heroes are these established, trusted figures. But the absolute universe, oh man, that runs on dark side energy. The world is fundamentally broken, nobody trusts anyone, and the heroes, they're seen as dangerous underdogs. Just another chaotic force in a society that's already about to collapse. Okay, so let's zoom in on the poster boy for this new universe and see how all that dark side energy has completely reforged the Dark Knight. So just forget the billionaire playboy. Get him out of your head. This Bruce Wayne is a 24-year-old civil engineer who was born and raised in the gutter of Crime Alley. He didn't inherit an arsenal, he built it. He forged it himself, piece by agonizing piece, with nothing but his own two hands and this incredible burning will. And his origin story is just as raw, just as tragically modern. He grew up poor. His father, a teacher, was killed trying to shield him during a mass shooting at the Gotham Zoo. See, this wasn't some random mugging in an alley. This was a senseless, public act of violence that just shattered his world. It sent him down a dark path, turned him into a delinquent, until a scholarship gave him an out, a chance to weaponize his grief, weaponize his intellect, and forge himself into the Batman. I mean, just look at how different everything is. He's a blue-collar engineer, not a billionaire. His defining trauma is the zoo. Alfred isn't his loyal butler. He's a secret MI6 agent who's actively stalking him, which just completely destroys the foundation of trust in Batman's world. And then there's the biggest twist of all. He grew up with the very people who will become his worst enemies. Every single fight is personal. It's a betrayal. Now, a new Batman is going to need a new Gotham, and let me tell you, this version of the city is a straight-up pressure cooker, just filled with reimagined nightmares. The first year of this comic is just a relentless trial by fire. He literally explodes onto the scene fighting a terror group called the Party Animals, only to find out the Joker is pulling the strings. Then, with no time to breathe, he's thrown into a horrifying case with a mutated Mr. Freeze and a deadly bioweapon. And all of that culminates in a brutal, months-long war against a terrifying new Bane that pushes him right to the edge and almost breaks him for good. And just check out this cast of characters. His childhood friends, that's his future rogues gallery. Killer Croc, Two-Face, the Riddler, the Penguin. Every punch he throws is at someone he once knew. Harley Quinn, she's the leader of the Red Hood gang now. And here's the ultimate kick in the teeth. The Joker is a mysterious, untouchable billionaire. He's the very thing Bruce Wayne should have been, but twisted into his absolute worst nightmare. So that's a lot of huge, radical changes, right? And the big question is, did it actually work? Did people go for this brand new vision? Well, let's take a look at the numbers. And the answer is a massive, resounding yes. In an industry where sales can be tough, the Absolute Universe line sold over 2.5 million comics in just its first few months. By any standard, that is a colossal success. But Absolute Batman, that was the undisputed king of the whole line. The first issue became the best-selling comic of 2024, shipping nearly 400,000 copies. It just completely dwarfed the launch numbers for the other titles, which were also selling really well. And it wasn't just about sales. The comic book industry's version of the Oscars are called the Eisner Awards. And in 2025, this series won for Best Lettering and picked up nominations for Best New Series and Best Penciler. So it wasn't just a hit, it was a critical darling. The critics were on board from day one. Screen Rant absolutely nailed it when they called the series a bold reinvention of one of the most famous characters on the planet. But I think this quote from comicbook.com really sums up why people love it so much. It's that perfect mix of just insane pedal-to-the-metal storytelling and complete creative fearlessness. It's what's made this book an instant classic. So in the end, Absolute Batman does so much more than just reinvent a character. By stripping away all the wealth, the privilege, the power that we've always just taken for granted, it makes us ask a really powerful question. What is the true essence of a hero? Is it about the resources you have, or is it about the resolve you have deep inside? And that is a question this series answers in the most brutal and brilliant way possible.